Got myself a 97 F-150 XLT Super Cab. Headliner was falling down, so I went ahead and gonna replace the headliner. I didn't see much online on how to remove it, so this is how you remove your headliner. This pillar on the driver's side just pulls straight out with 3 clips, no bolts or nothing, just pulls straight out. Passenger side, you got 4 7mm bolts, 2 that go to the handle and 2 that go a little higher up. They're covered by these plastic clips. Just pop those off with a screwdriver. You're gonna need a deep socket 7mm to pull those off, and then that piece will come off. Free up your headliner. You got to pull all your weather stripping down. It just comes right out. Just pull it down and it'll free up the headliner on both sides. You go to the back, you need a Torx 50 bit to take your seat belts off. So you need to take your rear seat belt off and your front seat belt, which goes right up there. And that's with a Torx 55 bit. Torx 50, sorry. Same thing over here. I just pulled the plastic pieces off to free the headliner. I didn't take that seatbelt out. I lowered this one all the way to give me a little bit more play. So now you got all 4 corners freed up. So then what you got to do is you go through and you got to take your dome light out. You just take a screwdriver and take the plastic cover off. And then there's going to be 4 screws underneath there. Just take a screwdriver, unscrew it, it drops right out, no clips or nothing. And then you got 2 screws that hold your passenger visor in, a screw that holds the middle clamp in, and then 2 screws that hold your driver's side mirror in. Now this truck had an extra little flap on the visor right here that you had to take a couple extra screws out. I'm not gonna put that clamp back in, so I don't worry about it. Once you get all that taken out, you got right back here are gonna be 2 clothes hanger hooks. So you take one out right there and one out on the other side, and then that'll be everything. Drop the weather stripping on the driver's side, and the whole headliner will just come out easy. Once you got the headliner out, going to be a big piece of cardboard shaped to your roof. And what I did was I went to Walmart and I got a $10 blanket. Actually it was $8 for 90 inches by 90 inches, and peeled off the old headliner that was on there. It just peels right off. The foam underneath was good, so I didn't worry about. Some people take a brush and they scrub it down all the way down to the cardboard. I left my old foam on there because it was in perfect condition. The headliner had just come loose off it. So now you got your headliner with just your foam on it or cardboard, nothing else is on it. First thing you want to do is take your material and, without putting any glue on it, just lay it over where you want it to be, evenly on all 4 corners. Once I did that, I started from the back in case I messed up. I folded the back blanket forward, so now you saw the headliner plain. And I took some 3M Super 77. It's good for foam, foil, fabrics, plastics. So when you use this stuff, you want to spray the foam or cardboard and then spray your fabric that you're going to lay over that. So then I folded it over, started from the center, and just pressed it out with my hands, nice and smooth, not stretching the fabric, but making sure that it's not loose, no wrinkles. And I just did it in sections and worked my way up. You want this stuff to dry for about 30 seconds before you put them together and apply pressure, and just work your way down. Once you're done with it, you're gonna have excess fabric hanging over the edges. What I did then was I took a pair of scissors and I cut a 2-inch border. So I left about 2 inches of fabric hanging over the edges all the way around. After I did that, I went ahead and, you got to cut your holes. Just take a little razor blade and you can see the holes from underneath in the cardboard. and just kind of cut out where you're gonna have to put your hardware again. So I got my dome light, my 2 rear clothing hooks, front seat belt, rear view mirrors. So this has been drying all night. We're about to throw it back in the car the way it came out. So the underside, after I cut the 2-inch gap, you know, this is still going to be hanging on the edges. I flipped the headliner over so it was upside down after this had all dried. And I went ahead and did the same process and glued the edges and folded them over nice and neat. And you don't want any wrinkles on your edges. If you have weird little creases like this, you want to give yourself a little relief cut. So you'll fold that fabric and then the next piece, and you just kind of play with it and find out what doesn't crease. So all in all, this took me about 1.5 cans of adhesive, and it's $9 a can. I went kind of heavy on it because I don't want this to fall. I want it to last a while. If you're gonna do it right the first time. So, and then blanket was $9 at Walmart, $8.88. So all in all, it cost me a little less than 30 bucks, and I got a brand new headliner. You cannot tell this is a blanket, and you can't tell I did it myself. It's 100% perfect. You want to make sure you get your adhesive really good on all these curves of the headliner, and just, you know, make sure it sticks. And you just always want to work from the middle out. And just make sure, you know, this adhesive does dry quick, so it's not too forgiving. If your blanket sticks together, you're gonna have a hard time pulling it out, so just be careful, take your time. I did it in 3 sections so that I didn't have to worry about laying the whole thing at once. And I'll give you an update once it's back in the car.